Ash Lake. Crawl down from a massive archtrees. Oh, great. Greetings, Hydra. We've met one of your kind up above. How do these things migrate anyway? Oh, the water blaster. Bear witness. Doesn't do enough damage to take off one of its heads. Yeah. Look. Can't see him. Hulk anyway. Hopefully we'll hit one of them. Ouch. This Hydra's super annoying because, like, every time the Hydra heads get in your way, the camera gets... it just shifts all over the place. Hooah! How much more of the magic can you take, Hydra? You're weak. I'd like to imagine that the Trident has like an additional damage buff against Hydras for some reason. Wouldn't that be funny? If you're interested in Warhammer Fantasy, also, there's no item over here. Did I pass it? In Warhammer Fantasy. Barracks de Baudelaire. Famously known for his Trident of Manan. Or Manan, however you pronounce it. Sails the seas, fighting all sorts of sea monsters. Maybe we could become like Alberic one day. Also known as the one-man army. Area is definitely a lot darker than it is in vanilla. In vanilla, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's a lot brighter. Yeah. Oh, and here's an interesting skull. To this day and age, no one has ever been able to figure out what this thing goes to. It is an archaeological mystery and curiosity. Because for whatever reason, it does not fit anything. Some people thought that it might have been a chaos demon because of the fangs and the horns. Some might think it's an ancient dragon skull, but we can clearly see that the ancient dragons don't have skulls like this. And the only reason I could probably see it be more of like a chaos demon is because in the intro you do see that Izalith is here casting firestorms and creating all sorts of chaos down here. However, it also appears that that happened before the birth of demons. So, who knows? No one's ever going to figure out what that thing actually is. So if there's any question you should ask Miyazaki, how about that skull? Because it's probably a Berserk reference. Or it's a reference to nothing. More dragon tails. Oh right, I forgot to pick up a spell. Where is it? Soothe. From the path of the dragon, prevents enemies from attacking. And the great Lord Gwyn challenged the everlasting dragons, and eternal age of peace ended. This is the tale of the time before the lords, giving listeners a calming yet strange sensation. And the flame ring is pretty much the same thing as magic. Resist against fire instead of magic. And then there's the lightning stone plate ring, which I forget how to get. Uh-oh. Not a fan of this. Velka. Look at the power of the abyss. Wonder if these enemies could one-shot me now that I put the ring back on. The body's getting a little bit low. We're gonna have to be wise with that. What the? Who are you? Rockman. It's Havel. Without his helmet on. And he's hollowed out. Oh, but he hates the magic so much that he's weak into... Get away from me. Exceedingly weak to it. Well, with basilisks in there, I'm gonna need to put this ring on. Before I get instantly cursed. Yeah, we got Havel stuff. Clear this room out first, though, before we do anything about reading the lore of Havel. Here, another one's slinking about. Where's thou at? No, we should be safe temporarily. Havel, the Rock's Warriors. No, it wasn't actually him. Carved from solid rock. Its tremendous weight is matched only by the defense it provides. Havel's warriors never flinched nor retreated from battle. Those unfortunate enough to face him were inevitably beaten to a pulp. Well, apparently not that one. The Dragon Tooth. Legendary Great Hammer of Havel the Rock. The Dragon Tooth will never break, and it is harder than stone, and it grants its wield resistance to magic and flame. I never read the Obsidian Greatsword, so my bad. One of the rare dragon weapons is formed by the tail of the one-eyed black dragon Calamate, the last of the ancient dragons. The mystical power of its obsidian blade will be released when held with both hands. I thought it'd be better to read this anyway, because we are in a place of everlasting dragons. I thought I was playing Elden Ring for a second. Inflame! It's pretty cool. Moving on. Then wants to delay the tour, and then we're gonna go say hello to our buddy, the Gaping Dragon. Which is a very cool design boss, and probably one of the coolest designed bosses in these games. There we go. What the heck was stopping me there? Don't worry about that. Great Magic Barrier. Another lore description. Time to read. Bishop, Havel the Rock. Covered body and powerful defense magic coating because he hates magic. An old battlefield compatriot of Lord Gwyn was a sworn enemy of Seath the Scaleless. He hates magic. And he wanted to counter it. Hates magic so much that my trident instantly annihilated him. Oh, Havel. You should have casted your own spell. Or actually, wait, that wasn't Havel. That was just one of his warriors. Oh, Havel's warrior, you should have casted his spell. So if we do not kill the hydra, it will jump over... I don't know what you call this. I'm just gonna call it sand. The hydra will jump over the sand, shoot like a bunch of its water beam attacks. A water blaster, jump into this, and constantly fire at you while you're over here. However, the hydra's blast can only go so far, so if you're able to get like right next to those branches, the water blaster attack will fade out into existence and not be able to reach you. Pretty useful if you want to speedrun the area, however, unfortunately risky. Greetings. You wield the bone fist, or rather the dragon bone fist. Yeah, I don't know why, but the mod makes you guys look a little cooler than I remember. I don't remember them looking this cool before. Dark Souls 2's dragon form is rad, because you get to basically become a black dragon warrior. Serve Calamate in the past. The ancient dragons are gone. Except the everlasting dragon. Pray to the everlasting dragons. Grant me strength, the soul of an ancient dragon. Oh, but it looked like the everlasting dragon held on to one of its kins of the past. It is a key item, I believe. Jeez. This ancient soul is powerful enough to lure the gaping dragon out of its slumber to feast. Once a descendant of the everlasting dragons, now corrupted and warped by its desire to consume. This poor being had to adapt to the dying world and now simply survives on instinct. If only one would stop its suffering. The gaping dragon is an ancient dragon. This thing is not. And we'll just cut this off real quick. Thank you. One of the rare dragon weapons came from the tail of the stone dragon of Ash Lake, descendant of the ancient dragons. Its power is activated when wielded with both hands, which we are not going to be able to use. Now we gotta go really far back, all the way back to the sewers. Thankfully, we have a shortcut we unlocked earlier in this playthrough. Good thing we did that, because I don't feel like spending 20 minutes getting back there. Alright, here we are, back to the depths. Luckily, it spawns us right next to the boss. We're gonna need something far more superior than the trident, however. Something that surges with mystical energies. Let's do it. An array of teeth destroys the pillars and damages itself. Watch out for that fire. The crystals. Ooh, it doesn't do a lot of damage at all. But the sword does plentiful. Hooah! Toxic! Uh-oh. Don't do it. Woohoo! Feel Velka's darkness. It's mediocre at best. Yeah. Dragon King Great Axe. Can't aim at its head for some reason. Darkness and moonlight. Banish my foe. A ring created from the bones of the twisted gaping dragon. Increased soul gain by a large amount. By double. However, on death they're gone for good. The aura is contagious and the endless hunger for souls insatiable. It's seemingly a blessing until one slip-up can leave you with nothing. For even in death the dragon still consumes. Then this ancient dragon blood is for the Covenant. Thanks in the mod, you can now not have to worry about doing anything online anymore. Used in ritual to appease the everlasting dragon of the Draconic Covenant. Only a handful of dragon descendants keep their bloodline true, as even though they physically differ in many ways, their ancient blood ties them all together. And we got the Great Axe. One of the rare dragon weapons is formed by the tail of the gaping dragon. a distant, deformed descendant of the everlasting dragons. It's imbued with a mystical power to be released when held with both hands, and does exceedingly godlike amounts of toxic, or poison. 35 strength. Well, a lot easier to use than in vanilla. Pretty sure that's everything. So as far as I can tell, the Gaping Dragon was locked down here for who knows how long. And all he could do was consume for the remainder of his days. And starving for an eternity. If we got grabbed by him, it actually would have just sent us straight into the painted world of Ariamis. But now that that hasn't happened, let's take a little trip back to the catacombs.